Hi, I'm Stargate Pioneer.
And I'm Steven Jondrew, and we're from Better Podcasting, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network.
Just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of the individual host.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready, because geekiness begins in 3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 577 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on Thursday, November 21st, 2024. Yeah, it's 2024. Jeez. My name is Chris. I'm a little rusty at this still for some reason, so my apologies for the clunky intro there. But I am joined by some folks that are maybe not as rusty as me, but maybe they can hide it better if they are. My usual band of co-hosts will start first with Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Bitch, we already in 2025.
I hope not, because I have a lot of stuff due in like December 2024 that I need to get done at work.
Yeah, you also missed all your vacation. No holidays.
Yeah.
We just skipped past all of it. Just gone.
Yeah, if we're in 2025, I'm getting fired because I didn't do a lot of work I'm supposed to do. But also joining us, the man, the myth, the mystery, the real Willie Nelson.
The real mystery is, why am I still in 2023?
I don't know.
Just because
Nobody knows.
this is, All Things Good and Nerdy Christmas Carol edition. The Christmas, the Ghost of Christmas Present, Future and Past.
There you go.
There you go.
And I do know we're streaming, like I mentioned, we're streaming this live on Thursday evening. I see Ernesto's in the YouTube chat where he wants to share that it's 65 degrees and clear in Arizona. I should point out that it's like 32, super windy and snowy in West Virginia right now. So
That's a good temp right there. At 65 degrees. That's
It's like,
and it's Arizona, so no humidity.
Yeah, 40 and rainy all day in Idaho. Like, it's been miserable.
I'll take some snow. If it's going to be cold, I'd rather have snow with it.
Yeah, we're getting some, and it'll be gone by tomorrow afternoon, basically. All of the snow that we're going to get.
Sons of bitches, why can't it stay? Why can't it stay? Be more useful.
I was kind of hoping at Woods there'd be a snowy home football game on Saturday, because snow football games are always fun.
Yeah.
I mean, a little less fun now because I don't tailgate as much, but still fun.
Yeah, who wants to drink?
I mean, I don't really. So, but before we get into the show, something I did just realize is, hey, we do this on Thursdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
A week from today is, of course, a Thursday, but it's also Turkey Day. So I think we should break the news exclusively right now. You probably ain't streaming next week on the Turkey Day, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm working a half day. I'll be available, but
was anyone going to tell me that?
Watching football, so
I just realized that. If you guys want to stream, that's fine. I cannot guarantee that I will be back home in time to be able to do it, but I can definitely set up a show, and you guys can do it without me if you want.
I can't guarantee I'll be awake because I'm working a half day. I'll get home at noon, and then it's straight turkey and football for me. So
it's like you read Ernesto's mind.
Yeah, I did. Yep. He knows what's up. Yeah, it's football day, man.
I'm sorry, Ernesto, but I'm going to have to very heartedly disagree with both you and him. No one needs to eat turkey. Turkey's terrible. Don't do turkey. Just get ham. Ham is just better. What turkey? Turkey's always dry. Get out of here with that.
And you're not cooking your turkey right.
Yeah, you're not cooking
it's so easy to do so because most people don't. Most people. You think you haven't done it? You're lying to yourself.
This is going to be like the 6th Thanksgiving that me and Janet have had together. We ain't never had a dry turkey.
Or you could just have ham and just be better.
I don't disagree that ham is good. And I have been to larger Thanksgivings where we've done both ham and turkey. But for the traditional family Thanksgiving, that is when we load up the charcoal grill with mesquite charcoal and take the turkey out and toss it on the charcoal grill. And we cook it on that mesquite charcoal and smoke it up real nice while it's doing that. Get that mesquite flavor in it. It comes out juicy and smoky. It's a great combination.
Chicken be better.
I'm sorry, Willie. It's not called Ham Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally called Turkey Day.
Should be.
No.
Should be. Turkey is overrated. Why do you people always putting this turkey on a pedestal?
Willie, do you work for Big Ham?
No way. Listen. I'm just a man who
Willie
enjoys some big hams. But we're not here talking about that.
Willie, I think you work for Big Ham.
I'm just a fan of big hams, if you know what I mean. But
what about steamed hams?
Listen, what I'm trying to get at is like, why not some brisket? Just some good old brisket instead. Go for a whole other type of animal.
I do like some brisket.
Good barbecue on Thanksgiving Day. Who's going to be upset at that? Who would be upset at that?
Oh, someone's always upset. Like that's just the world.
People who want Thanksgiving turkey.
Well, get over your bad taste is what I would tell them.
Wow.
Someone had to let you know it at some point. It might as well be me. Might as well be right now. So we can move forward from here on out. Let's start the tradition. Not this year. You probably already have it set for this year, and I'm not going to be upset with you. But let's do Brisket Day next year. Brisket Day next year.
Why don't we just have whatever variety of meats that we want? You could have sausages. You could have ham. You could have turkey. You could have chicken. Just have a meat-a-palooza.
I don't think I want to go have Thanksgiving at the Tucano's Brazilian grill here in town.
Oh, I can settle for that flag, Chris. I'll settle for that. I'll cheers to that.
Yeah,
I'll cheers to that too, Willie. Here's my my drink.
Is it made of meat? Because mine's not.
Here's the meat day.
Actually, I don't know.
To meat day.
To meat day.
Everyone go beat your meat and make it tender.
No. It's just good practice. No one wants the chewy, meat. Like, come on,
He's not wrong. You got to tenderize. You got to tenderize stuff before you cook it.
Tenderize it how you want to. Some people usually marinate it with some acidic things, and that's pretty good, pretty tasty too. I mean, I like good marinade.
It's why for a long time I used to marinate and sous vide things because you get a super tender steak out of that.
And I'm assuming you put a good crust on it.
Yeah, and then you pan sear it in the pan.
Just making sure. Want to make sure of that.
Yeah.
That's when you're a good man, Charlie Brown.
When you're done with the sous vide, you pan sear it. You don't do it the other way around because it ain't gonna work right. But my sous vide machine, I've come to realize, I have to upgrade it to make it work because it connects to Bluetooth to control. And they're like, we no longer support this version. I was like, well, this is going in the trash. It's e-waste.
Wait, it doesn't support, so that means it just doesn't work at all? Like, it just
doesn't work. Yeah, it will no longer be supported in their app. So, like, here's a coupon to get a new one. I'm like, here's a big fuck you because I'm not buying another one.
Yikes.
What is that term? Built-in, not redundancy.
Built-in obsolescence.
That's it. That's the one right there. That's perfect example.
Design obsolescence.
Yeah.
Why do you need to have an updated app? Let it connect. All it does is put it to a temperature. What are updates going to even do for it?
So here's the thinking on it, and this is bad thinking, but here's why it happens. And we've seen it with some other things out there. Remember, one of the crazes at one point in time was the Instant Pots, like 3 or 4 years ago. Everyone bought one. I did too, and I still use my Instant Pot. But here's the thing. They're so durable that they're not breaking. So once everyone's bought that Instant Pot the first time, what do? Well, in their case, I think they went bankrupt. And we're seeing similar things with some of these other kitchen gadgets, which is cool. You become the trendy thing. Everyone buys it and uses it. But if it's well made, 3 years down the road, no one's buying it anymore because everyone's already got one. They're not breaking and needing replaced. So if you make it so that all of a sudden your sous vide wand no longer works because you've decided it will no longer be supported by your app, assuming you don't piss everyone off, it'll be, they'll buy a new one now. And now, personally, it backfired for me because I'm like, this is just shitty. I'm not buying another one of these because, and to be fair, I don't sous vide near as much as I used to anymore either because it's a whole low and slow kind of mentality, and I don't have the patience for it.
Now, I'm no lawyer here. Trust me, I am no lawyer, no degree, as you can see, no degree. But I'm pretty sure what my knowledge is of Europe they don't put up with that shit at all. They're like, no, 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 no. I'm pretty sure, right? Like Europe is pretty strict on things doing that. Am I just
Probably?
A lot of their software, stuff like that, they are a lot stricter on what some of the companies are allowed to do.
And good for them. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to get any better here. Let's just leave it at that. All right. A more pleasant thing. Ernesto has asked us a question that we can discuss before we transition on. How early do you play Christmas music, gentlemen?
It's a two-part question now. So how early do I play Christmas music, or how early is Christmas music playing in the house?
The question was, how early do you? So I would ask you first.
Yeah, I don't do Christmas music, Christmas movies until after Thanksgiving.
That's my general belief as well.
Yeah, that's not what's happening in this house. We've had Christmas music going on the last 2 weekends. We already have 3 trees up in the house. Christmas movies have been playing all last week. My wife took down the Halloween decorations and put up a giant inflatable turkey and then put on a Christmas movie.
Well,
so you're watching Christmas
hold
movies.
on. There's Thanksgiving movies we can get to first, like Dutch, first of all. All right.
I still got to watch Dutch. Yeah, I'm not even in the mood for Thanksgiving yet. She's watching Christmas movies. I haven't even watched Dutch yet.
Has she even seen Dutch?
Oh, she watched it once with me. She did.
Okay.
She sat down with me, watched it one time. She's like, that is a dumb guy movie, and that's just for you. So I watch it every year on my own now. I got my nice TV my nice TV in the den, so I can watch it in here by myself. But yeah, it is a dumb guy movie, but it's Ed O'Neill. I love Ed O'Neill. He's great.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with dumb guy movies. That's perfectly fine. So Willie, the same question to you. How early do you play Christmas music?
My answer is not going to be satisfying at all, because if you're in the mood to hear the music at any point in time of the year, if you're in the mood to watch a movie at any point in time of the year, I'm going to tell you just to do it. If you want to watch in May, not even Christmas in July, I'm talking about May, go for it. Who might just tell you? A story's a story. It takes place when it takes place. Do you watch things like, if it on a Born Ultimatum only when it takes place? No, I watch it whenever I want to.
Okay, that's fair. Now, I would say in regards to Christmas music, I generally don't really start thinking about it until after Thanksgiving. And to be fair, I don't really start thinking about much Christmas-wise other than Christmas shopping, which I do year-round basically, and stockpile until after Thanksgiving. That's kind of just like my personal line of demarcation to start preparing for the holidays is, okay, turkey's done. Turkey day's done. Now I can start prepping for anything that needs to be done for Christmas. Like I said, though, I deal shop year round, though, to try and prepare for Christmas.
Yeah, which is
like
good.
I was
Deal
buying
shopping
Christmas
is
gifts.
great.
I was buying Christmas gifts back in August at the local comic convention for folks because I knew I would find the woodworkers there that I like, so I could buy a bunch of stuff and stick it in the closet for Christmas.
Nice.
And I believe a better answer is probably the answer that everyone really runs into. I don't really start playing Christmas music. It just starts playing around me.
Fair.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because for me, the music, I'll play Christmas music. It kicks in the same time as the movies, but I'm not putting on Christmas movies until after Thanksgiving.
Well, unless it's Die Hard.
Yeah, but I mean, I can watch Die Hard all the time, but I have to watch it every year for Christmas.
Then it's not a Christmas movie. You can watch it at any point in time.
Yeah, no, it's both. Just like Home Alone. Home Alone's a Christmas movie, but you can watch Home Alone anytime.
I agree with all of it. I'm just saying you. What? Yeah, yes, no, I do.
Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving, 22. I pull out 2 Blu-rays and 2 DVDs. I grab Die Hard, I grab Lethal Weapon, I grab National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and A Christmas Story. And those are the 4 Christmas movies I watch every single year.
I'm too old for this shit.
Exactly.
Question for you in the chat room.
Yeah. She hadn't been. She must not have missed. She missed the beginning of it. Yeah, I said the Christmas music's been rocking in the house, and the movies started the day after Halloween. The turkey went up, and the Christmas movie started. We got Christmas in the house. Yeah, I ain't against it. I'm just saying I didn't put it on.
So one more question, because I think it'll be interesting before we get into the news and could sort of tie us into the seasonal things. So Ernesto, thanks for giving us these ones. Ernesto asks, what tech will you buy for Black Friday, if any? Now, I haven't bought any tech at this point yet, but I did buy 3 movies because they had some Blu-rays on sale on Amazon. Now, I can't remember one of them. It was The Green Knight, because I hadn't bought it yet. It was down to $10.
It's over on my shelf.
Yeah. And then Team America World Police, because for some reason I don't know where my copy of Team America went, and I want
It happens.
And I will look and see what the third one was and circle back, guys, because I don't remember. Because I purchased it and then promptly forgot. I don't know.
But I am proud of you for getting movies. Now, if only you could just, go to a physical store and buy physical movies still. But that's asking a little bit much.
And Varsity Blues, because I love that movie.
Fair enough.
I didn't have it in 4K.
Your life.
You gotta say a little bit more zest. Like, I don't want your life.
I can't James Vanderbeek. Wait, you said you bought one movie that you already had?
Varsity Blues, because I have it in regular Blu-ray, and this was in 4K Blu-ray. So I wanted it in 4K.
I was gonna say,
on sale.
There's a great app called CLZ Movies where you scan the barcode and it's free. And that's how I make sure when I go look at movies that I want to pick up, I don't buy one of the 700 movies I already own.
Yeah, I use DVD Profiler, which is an
There
app
we go.
that I bought many years ago with a similar way. But the app is no longer supported on Android, so I have to go to the website where all my collection is stored because the app doesn't work. But yeah, that was the movies that I bought. They had a bunch of other stuff on sale on there too. And I guess tech I haven't really started thinking too hard on. I was going to look a little closer to Thanksgiving, but I might do some Wi-Fi upgrades if they have some decent sales on the Eero 7 access points, because I'm running the 6Es, so I might pick up an Eero 7 to turn into.
Those are like those Wi-Fi repeaters, right?
Yeah, it's mesh Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I have been using them for a while, greatly enjoy them, and they work pretty well for my house. And with mesh Wi-Fi, it means that all the security cameras I put up all have rock solid connections because they connect to the nodes closest to them versus a singular node that's in the dining room of my house now, because that's where the fiber runs in.
It's so weird how they do that. Oh, it's going to go here in this house.
Yeah. I know there's a bunch of video games on sale too, but I'm still in the middle of playing the new Dragon Age, so I haven't really started trying to figure out what other games I should play. I think I saw RoboCop on sale for like $30. If it gets to 20, I'll probably pull the trigger on it because I've heard the new RoboCop's good
things about it.
But that's the stuff I've been targeting. How about you guys? Any Black Friday deals you've been looking at?
I know I'm going for 2, so I'm cashing out but I was bouncing around my different jobs. I ended up with some, I don't even know which account it is. There's some retirement account somewhere that's got like $600 in it. So it's not worth keeping. I'm cashing it out, waiting for that check to show up. That is going to be converted into a new 75-inch TV for the living room. So I'm finally going to get me the biggest screen that I can get that the wife is happy with, because I can't go bigger than that. I wanted an 86-inch TV because I used to be a Mark 86 tech. I'm like, come on, they have an 86-inch TV now. Like, it's awesome. But yeah, she agreed with me on the 75. So I'm gonna get me a new 75-inch television, and then for her, supposedly the sales start tomorrow. There's supposed to be a Sony price drop, and so I've got money in the bank right now waiting. As soon as the prices drop, I am ordering us a PS5 with a disc drive for the living room. So we will have a brand new television and a brand new PlayStation 5 basically for Christmas in the living room. So massive, home theater screen and a new PlayStation 5 for the wife. Because, yeah, the one I have is in here in the den. So she doesn't want to come, hang out in the boy room to play PlayStation. So we're putting one out there.
No PS5 Pro?
No, hell no. They can shove that Pro up their ass for that price point.
I honestly haven't found enough reason based off what I've seen on the Pro to be like, oh my God, I have to get the PS5 Pro.
And plus, for a very specific reason, I would absolutely not buy a PS5 Pro for the front room, because we don't have a DVD, Blu-ray, or VCR out there. We only have a Roku box and a PS4. The wife likes the living room to look clean, streamlined, which I'm all for. So I'm getting a PS5 with a disc drive built into it, because that will now be the DVD and Blu-ray player out there. And yeah, I got to use the VCR in here if I want to watch my VHS. First, I still have a VHS player. You damn right I do. What about you, Willie?
Once again, I'm the fuddy-duddy here, man. I don't listen. I am not tied down by your mortal means of Black Fridays, okay? I have not participated in a Black Friday and I don't know how long, and I am that much happier for it. Don't make me start now, because I let the little people go ahead and fight for what they got.
Oh, I try to remember. I saw an awful ad earlier. Go ahead, Chris. I'll try to see if I can find it.
Really, what I would suggest is fire up your PlayStation and see what kind of video game sales they do for it, because I know Xbox and Microsoft and Sony both tend to do some pretty decent digital game sales this time of year.
Yeah, but I'm looking for some specific games. If they go on sale, I have it on a wish list on the PlayStation Store.
It's like I did with No Man's Sky when it finally went on sale digitally.
Yeah, it gives me a notification like, hey, it's on sale. Do you want to get it now? And I already got some of the stuff that I do want on there, so I'll get the notification. It's only very specific ones like Baldur's Gate 3. The one they did before that, which was not Neverwinter Night. What was it called?
Was that Neverwinter Nights?
No, it was not Neverwinter Nights. It was another... Oh, I cannot remember that Larian Studios made before Baldur's Gate 3. It's killing me. I know what it is. It's a Divinity Original Sin 2. I got that. Nice. That's also on there because I also wanted to play that as well. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. What a title. I know that I want to get that spin-off game as well. And I can't, they're not going to make it go on sale for the pre-order for the next one where you're the Yakuza pirate in Hawaii, which I am waiting
pre-order,
on.
Your pre-order is not going on sale for Black Friday, unfortunately.
I am waiting on that game.
Star Wars Outlaws is down to 40 for part of the Black Friday sales. And if I didn't have Dragon Age Veilguard to be playing or whatever, I would probably pick that up, because I guess they just dropped a new patch for it today that made it so that the penalties are less harsh on all the missions that had stealth aspect. It used to be if you failed a stealth aspect, it threw you back to a checkpoint. Now it's just like stealth is optional on these things. Play it however you want.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to go guns a-blazing, which I thought was a nice update. And as someone who doesn't necessarily care as much for the stealth aspect of games, which go figure with Ubisoft, they're going to have stealth aspects going all the way back to friggin' the Sam Fisher games.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell. I enjoy them. I'm just not very good at them. But Ernesto does bring up a good point. Also, good thing to buy right now, because these are the best sales we see all year. Stocking stuffers and the like is the annual PS Plus or premium deals, or the Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live sales. These are the best of the year generally.
Wholeheartedly agree.
I will also reiterate, though, we are proponents of Black Friday digital sales. I don't believe any of us would be going out to a store.
Oh God, no.
Where people are being forced to work Thursday night into Friday. I'll be working Friday because I'm considered an essential worker now at my new place of work, so we never close. The plant's always open, so someone's got to be there. So,
and you're the low guy on the totem pole,
and I'll be getting holiday pay. So, that's going to help pay for Christmas.
No, man, no.
Exactly. That part's not bad, but yeah, like I will never go out, especially the way it's been done now. I'm not going to no Thursday night sales. I'm not going to a physical store on Friday. Especially on Thanksgiving. They got them open on Thanksgiving. It's ridiculous. People should be like, that's, it's family holiday time. You should not be forcing people to work customer service at this time of year. It's awful, because the next month's going to be awful anyways. But it was very weird to see the one that threw me off. Army Painter sent out an email. It's not for Black Friday. It's early access to what they're calling Black Week.
Okay.
So instead of calling it Black Friday sale, they're having a Black Week sale. It just sounds weird.
Maybe we should rethink some of these things that we're going forward with. Just thinking about it, putting in perspective.
I saw the email pop up on my phone today at work. I'm all Black Week. What? I'm like, well, if they're a paint company, maybe they're like selling a bunch of like specific. No, they're just referring to the whole week of Black Friday is now Black Week. I'm like, that's just strange. Army Painter just came out with some great paints, but they got a weird ad campaign.
Yeah.
What are they up to? Black 4.0? Like, I wouldn't mind getting some of that on sale. I like the guy who did it,
Well,
Fun
we
story.
do appreciate questions, things like that, having a chance to interact with the audience. So thank you, Ernesto, for that. Feel free going forward to add things like that at the top of the show.
What's Ernesto getting for tech for Black Friday? What's he getting?
Yeah, Ernesto, let us know what you're getting for tech. Put it in the chat room. While you're typing that out, though, we're going to transition on over to the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Welcome to the news of the week. It is that part of the show where we run down what is in our minds some most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news to popped up here in the past couple weeks or so, and share it with you fine folks watching live or listening at a later date. As I'm apt to do, I'm going to go first because I'll forget my news stories if I don't. So let's talk about game streaming. And we're not going to talk on just one platform. We're going to talk on multiple platforms. Let's talk Sony first. So I got a question for the both of you guys. You guys play PS5 far more than I do. That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Fair.
Did you guys consider the PlayStation Portal? And if so, have you bought one?
Not at all. For both parts, I guess.
The Portal?
So for the
It's the handheld controller broken in half with a tablet in between it, PlayStation branded, that links up to your PlayStation to stream it to it.
Oh, the new PlayStation Vita connected to a PS5 controller?
Not a separate console. It just not a separate console like the Vita was.
Hell and no.
Okay, so I wanted to bring it up, and it's not because I want to dunk on it, but one of the things that people had brought up is when it worked really well for people wanting to stream PlayStation 5 games from their console to wherever they were connected via a strong Wi-Fi signal where they had the PlayStation Portal handheld. Now, it's like $200, I believe. Well, they did just drop a new software update to the PlayStation Portal, which now includes limited cloud streaming functionality, allowing users to play PlayStation 5 games on the handheld device without the need for your actual console, meaning cloud streaming from Sony's servers to your PlayStation Portal. At the moment, it's a beta on PlayStation Portal exclusive to PlayStation Plus premium subscribers, only extends to about 150 or so games already in the PlayStation Plus game catalog. They specifically mentioned things like Dave the Diver, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Monster Hunter Rise, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and then other games like Death Stranding, Demon's Soul, Disco Elysium, and Humanity. Those are all things that will be playable. When you stream them on the PlayStation Portal, not from your console, but from the cloud, they will top out at 1080p, 60 frames per second. They recommend you have an internet speed of at least 13 megabits per second to achieve this. This is a good update. It adds additional functionality to something that was kind of limited, because PlayStation Portal, the concept was, hey, I can always play a game on my console and stream it to you. But here's the problem. Say my console got turned off while I'm out of the house, or say there's a power bump, and when the power comes back on, the PlayStation 5 is always pretty cranky when you first fire it up. There's no way to fire it up from the PlayStation Portal because it's not in standby. This gives you a way to be able to stream and play PS5 games without your PlayStation being on. I like it.
Not bad.
But now, can't you do it already via an app on the phone too? Or am I misremembering?
I am not sure. First of all, I would never want to do that with my phone, so I have not looked into it personally.
Fair.
But listen, this is not good news. It's bad news. It's a horrible news. Because this is how it should have worked when it released, and it should be doing another update now to make it even better.
You're right.
That's what they this is why this is bad. Like, this is how it should have been from the start. Why is it just doing this now after the release? Why are we doing what the thing is supposed to do this far after the release, after no one gave a shit about it? No one gave a shit about this thing.
Like the tech reviewers and stuff kind of talked about it, but it was all like, it's kind of expensive to remote play something. The timing of it's really interesting too, because I don't know if you had noticed, Microsoft had just started their whole brand new, this is an Xbox marketing campaign right before this was announced by Sony, where they're talking about devices like PCs, handheld computers, mobile devices, Amazon Fire TV sticks, and things like that, all being an Xbox basically because they can access the cloud streaming app.
That marketing group definitely earned their money with that one. That Microsoft definitely paid good money for that. Like their money went very far with that. That's genius. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. So that takes us, I said game streaming in general. We're going to talk on the Xbox side of the house too, because there's an update that I had forgotten about that when I first started reviewing this news story, I went, oh shit, I forgot that this happened. So remember, about 5 years ago, Microsoft had dropped the ability to cloud stream games out of the Game Pass catalog to your phone, to your Xbox, to your device.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so if you were a Game Pass subscriber, pretty much any of those Game Pass games were streamable for you, including on your home Xbox, so you wouldn't have to download the game if you wanted. You could cloud stream on your Xbox, is the current state of things. Well, they did just drop a new update that is in limited state that is intended to expand, that now you have the ability to cloud stream games that you own from Microsoft's data centers, not from your Xbox. Now, there's a caveat as they're rolling this out. There's only about 60 games right now where this is doable as they're expanding it. It includes things such as Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Star Wars Outlaws, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Life is Strange, Phasmophobia. I misspoke on that one. Warhammer 4K, Space Marine 2. There's a whole list of about 60 games that they're going to continue to grow. But right now, in theory, I could fire up Xbox Cloud Gaming on my computer we're streaming this from right now, and I could go and play my save game of Cyberpunk 2077 from Microsoft's data center with my Xbox unplugged upstairs and nothing turned on it, because I'm not streaming from my Xbox. I'm streaming from Xbox's servers.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. This is making it so that my Xbox doesn't matter. The hardware I've bought doesn't matter. It's a game that resides in Microsoft's cloud that I can play because I own it. Now, if it's a physical game, that's where you'll run into the issues. So like if you say bought Star Wars Outlaws physically, I'm not sure that you would be able to cloud play it because your license is tied to a disc, not to a digital game. So I think that's going to be one of the hinky things right now, but I think we can all kind of admit, whether we like it or not, that physical discs for games probably not going to make it to the next generation of devices when we look at the fact that Microsoft just dropped a new Xbox with no disk drive. The disk drive on the PS5 is optional, both the PS5 and the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
In fact, it's an upcharge to get a disk drive on those now.
And it's external.
Well, it is and it isn't. It clips on and it makes it look like it's part of it. It's not necessarily bad how they did it.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't
you're
know.
still not putting a disk drive inside the console.
I mean, you are and you aren't, though, because
Well.
when you do it, you're popping off the plates, it snaps on, then you put
Yeah,
a new
just-
plate over it. So
It's attaching to it and making
Oh,
looking like it's
yeah.
one. It pretty much will
Yeah.
look like the one I have, which is the base disk drive model.
Oh. And I misspoke.
Yeah.
It's 50 games right now. In addition to all the Game Pass ones, I'm trying to look at some of the other ones here. Bunch of the Final Fantasies, Hitman, Hogwarts Legacy, Lego Harry Potter Collection,
So,
Prince of
question
Persia.
about that.
Yes.
So, games you own, you said. Now, I'm assuming that means just digitally.
That would be my understanding, because I don't know how they would be able, because when
Yeah.
you put a disc in both your Xbox or your PlayStation right now, because you've bought the disc, it spins that disc and does a check to basically say this disc is valid, and then plays the game off of the hard drive. I don't know how they would get around that feature if for streaming this game, because for all they know, I could have bought that disc 2 years ago and then given it to Willie and probably forgotten about it, or sold it back to GameStop or something like that. This is where we're in that mushy middle ground right now, where the future is seemingly digital, but we are still buying physical games. So it kind of pushes you a little more towards, hey, if you want to be able to cloud play this game, you need to be considering buying the digital version of it, because the digital exists everywhere versus the physical that exists only on your hardware. I think the tech is interesting. I think the evolution we're seeing both with Sony and Microsoft kind of embracing cloud gaming is interesting. And I think the next generation of consoles, I'm curious to see what both Sony and Microsoft do. We know Nintendo's going to do what Nintendo does, which is their own thing. But
and what Nintendo don't.
That's what Sega does.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what, the PlayStation 6 does and the Xbox Panini Press Series X, Series 12, 5, 7X series is whatever it's called.
Did you just name one of Elon Musk's child's names? Is that what just happened?
Maybe.
I mean, in all fairness, we should be coming up close on starting to hear something about those next generation of consoles when we think about the current age of our next gen consoles are right now.
Well, the problem is when you put in like a 3-year gap of nothing but scalpers being able to get a hold of new hardware, then it doesn't really feel like the PlayStation 5 has been out for 5 years, because we've only been able to buy one for about a year and a half.
Here's the other problem, though, is what games out there are really pushing this hardware as much as it can go? What game do you go, oh my God, I have to play this on the next gen console, other than the fact that that's the only place you can buy it? I don't know that we've really seen a great leap forward on some of these things, other than some convenience aspects of things load a lot faster.
I will say, like the horde algorithm in Space Marine 2, when you have waves of Tyranid bugs coming at you, I'm pretty sure it puts the PlayStation a little bit. It may not have like revved it up to full throttle, but it was making that machine work. Them bugs are the amount of bugs they have coming at you is crazy.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen Earth Defense Force games? There's a lot of bugs coming at you in those games. Yeah, they look like, Dreamcast bugs, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't know. I feel like we're just now getting to the point where we're starting to get this hardware figured out, and now it's like, time for the next round of it.
For another one. But that's how they make their money. They ain't trying to wait 10 years between consoles anymore.
That's what the pros are for.
Yeah, I guess I'm turning into a cranky old man now, because I got enough back catalog right now that if whenever they announce that next generation of console, there's not enough for me to be like, oh my God, I have to buy it immediately. It's like, I got tons of shit I need to finish first. Okay, cool.
I still have at least 3 more games I want to buy just on PS5 that I don't even have yet. I'm not ready for a 6.
And to be fair, we're still probably 2 or 3 years out if I were guessing based off of previous timelines. But that means we should start hearing something soon about what that is. I don't know. What do I know, though? I'm just theorizing.
That's what we're here for. Theory and propaganda.
A game theory?
Oh.
It's about ethics in games journalism, Willie.
No, it's not.
Why can't he just learn how to jump and dash? Why couldn't he just learn? Why was he that dense? How could he just not figure it out? How did you get into the position?
That's what I had for my news. I'm going to toss things to Mr. Willie D. Nelson. He's got some fun stuff to talk about.
That's me, by the way.
That is you. At Willie Nelson on Blue Sky.
So, yeah. I keep forgetting that's the thing. Hey, Mr. Blues. Anyway, so as you may have noticed in the passing podcast I've mentioned before, I've gotten into a hobby. Let's just say Magic the Gathering. Well, Wizards of the Coast have actually put out a good product for new people interested in Magic the Gathering. With this new set, Foundations, comes 2 new boxes to help you get started understanding how to play and to get you also to making decks. The new set, Foundations as it's called, is a way for new players to get their hands on staple cards that have been around for years in the core set. And it's a way to also get back to its roots with no special theme for the set. Not like Bloomborough, where there's a bunch of little woodland creatures. No Duskmourn, where it's like a whole haunted house. No Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where everything was cowboys. This is just back to classical. Magic is magic is magic. And like I said, a lot of staple cards come back in.
So it's magic is what you're saying.
It's magic. One of the new items is the beginner box, which, as you can see right about here, comes in this big old set box right here. Big old thick box.
How many cards are in? I mean, you're probably going to get into that. I assume it's a crap load of cards, right?
We'll get into that.
Fair enough. Consider that a setup then, everyone.
This product is perfect if you're new to the game because it comes with like board game thickness cardboard play mats, kind of like a Monopoly board. It's that thickness of that, like a regular game board. It has it teaches you how to put everything out, where all the cards should go, and in it are 2 decks quotations that you don't shuffle. Actually, they're for brand new people who don't know how to play. You put them out and that you draw your cards. It'll tell you to draw how many, and then you're supposed to play from there. It tells each player what to do going from there to give you an idea of how games are played.
Yeah, it's like a first playthrough deck.
Yes. They'll tell you they're there for step-by-step, turn-by-turn guides for how to play. They're not full decks, but they are what is known as jumpstart decks. I'm sorry, I'm glad you asked. What are jumpstart decks? Thank you.
Hey, Willie, what's a jumpstart deck?
Jumpstart decks are made of 20 cards that have a theme going through it. The ones I know of and seen are usually one color, and they're like wizards or infernal or undead. They usually have a theme going through it, and they're one color. They also come with all the lands. It's all 20 card decks pretty much, and the whole idea is you're supposed to put 2 of them together and use that as one deck. So you take 2 ideas, you mash them together like undead wizards. Boom! Now you have both of them mashed up together, and that makes like a little 40 card deck that you and a friend who also mashed 2 of them together can just start instantly playing with. And that's and inside the beginner box, it comes with 8 more, I believe. Yes, 8 more jumpstart decks, along with those 2 that it teaches you with, because those are also jumpstart decks.
So 200 cards?
Say what?
So 200 cards. 10 total jumpstart decks. 20 each, 200 cards.
Man, you're asking me to do math and count, man.
It should say how many cards are in it on the box.
Listen, I got them also sleeved up here, man. So I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
Yeah, let me see. Like this, if I can find, where's the end? Yeah, like the first deck is copies. The whole idea is for copies, make copies of spells and to storm everything out. And there's all the other decks that go down. You can also buy jumpstart decks by themselves too at the local card shop, where they all have. Well, each deck. I think I bought. My local shop had them for like $6 flat, and I got 2 of them, and I got to add in with these jumpstart decks because I never really messed with jumpstart before. But that's how that one works.
Do the 20 card jumpstart decks that are single themed, a theme and a single color, do they include mana or not?
Yes, it comes with mana and it is included with those 20. I think it's 8 lands. I want to say 7 lands.
So 7 or 8 lands, and then only 12 cards.
Pretty much, but it is also made to get you going and start it up to get you playing. So truly for the beginners who are trying to get into it. If
you got nothing, that makes sense. I just want to know if it was 20 new cards or lands and character spells, instance, all of that.
Yeah, I think this one, the 2 that it starts you off with that you don't shuffle, you're supposed to teach you are cats and vampires. Those are the 2 ones that start you off going head to head. But the next one was more for me. It's called the Starter Collection. It's more for someone who just started up again like me, but is also starting from nothing. So starting all from anew. Collection comes with over 350 cards, foils included. The The same cards are in every box with this. So it's the same 350 cards. The same ones are foils, but it's more for like getting you to make like so a lot of staples that can go into a bunch of different decks. It's what this is made for, so you can go ahead and get started. Now there is an exception. It does come with 3 play boosters, so you can just so those cards will be random because they're random play boosters.
I love that. You know what that box is? That box is, hey, remember how you loved playing Magic 20 years ago and now you have money? Hey, dumbass, let's buy back all the cards you sold.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay, that's about right.
Yeah, that's that box.
Not wrong.
Magic's like, you know how many people sell off their collection and then come back to play again? We need to make something specifically for them.
I don't like how you're just calling me out like that. I really don't, but that's what you want to do, man.
Wizards of the Coast, man. Wizards of the Coast. They know how to get that money. Damn, that's good.
The set of cards you get are wide and varied and filled with staples that go in a variety of decks. And also, it comes with one of my favorite things. This nice little life clicker right here. That I don't know if you can hear that.
Nice.
It's like the spring in it. Like after you click it, you can feel the spring go back in place, and it's like you can feel the echo of it just reverberate through your fingertips. I've never seen one like that. Yeah, I mean either, but yeah, but it was a nice little fun clicker die. Yeah, my little favorite thing. But yeah, that's what 2 of the new products that have come out with the new foundation set that has come out as of last Friday officially. The pre-release was, of course, 1 week before that, but I didn't get my hands on these till this week. So,
So price points.
Oh yes, I believe the beginner box is about around the $30 price point for the brand new players.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And this
I thought you were
one,
going to say that was like an $80 starter box.
Remember though, the first taste is free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I believe this one's about around 60, the starter collection.
For 300 cards though. Yeah.
Also great price point for what you get in it. Like I am super happy with it for
on average, aren't we still paying $5 to $7 for a booster pack, which is 12 cards?
No, shoot. I can't remember how many comes in a pack off the top of my. I want to say 15 cards.
Is it 15 total?
With. Yes. So a regular play booster comes with 15 cards. I want to say off the top of my head. I could be wrong on that.
I mean, still, you're talking $6-7 for 15 cards versus
those
300. Yeah,
those jumpstart deck, the little boosters, which are the other ones that come with 20 cards, are about $6. But
okay.
But more of them are lands as opposed to actual cards.
Yeah, because they're designed to be playable.
Yeah, playable right out with just like little starter ones. I'm not gonna lie, I might get a big box of just the jumpstart decks because you can get a box of them with 24 packs of those. For I think I saw at the store 128. That's good thing to go in with some friends and you all just start popping them open and making decks for like $25 each. If someone wants to go do that or something, bam.
So where did you buy these? Did you have to go to your local comic shop, or were they at like Wally World? Because I know Walmart around here sells Magic cards and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure where people should go if they wanted to find them themselves.
So I should probably start using my local card shop, which I've had some bad examples around me, some good ones, some weird ones, but sadly I got these off Amazon. So,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I was just curious.
Well, if Googling Magic Foundations, the first store that pops up selling them is Target. So they're selling the big box at Targets. So I mean, that's all in North America.
From what I've seen, you are better to find more Magic stuff at Targets than you are Walmarts. Walmarts are kind of hit and miss with it, but Targets I've seen they usually have them and they usually stocked pretty quickly. So I mean, probably better. I don't know if I want to give away this little secret, but
Uh-oh.
I've also noticed that Best Buy has some decent collection. Like sometimes you have a decent collection of Magic stuff at a Best Buy for whatever reason. They get rid of physical movies, but they have Magic the Gathering cards.
All that room they have by not selling movies anymore.
Actually, Best Buy is low key a really good place for people to pick up those Lorcana cards for people that play Disney Lorcana, and also Pokemon cards too. They're the best places to find, and they regularly put them on sale.
Shit! Yeah, see, without them selling movies, I'd never go to Best Buy anymore. I didn't even know you could get Lorcana there. We've picked up a lot of Lorcana cards. That game is fun to sell.
In my Best Buy, the back corner is like video games and card games, and like the back wall is just full of all sorts of different Lorcana boosters and bundles and stuff like that, and then Pokemon and Magic also.
Damn.
And I think they even have sports trading cards now too, because I guess people are buying a lot more sports trading cards now than they used to. But trading cards, it's really weird. As someone who used to collect cards as a kid and things like that, if you collect in the 90s, you know, ain't worth shit because there's so much stuff there, and we're kind of seeing a resurrection.
Same with the comics.
Cards.
I mean, if we're already here and talking about it, I'm just going to give a shout out to Dragon's Horde and Picante, local card game shops. I'm just going to throw out, they're pretty good. There's one of them that you're shitty. I'm not going to name you.
There you go. Just don't
try to cheat me. You can go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself.
I was going to ask Willie, have you played any Lorcana yet?
No. If I do get into another card game, it would probably more likely be One Piece. Maybe
One Piece has its own card game now. Oh dear God!
Yeah, still kind of. It's like I think
true.
it's been only going for a year and a half. I want to say.
I just there's one aspect of Lorcana that I love. You never basically like one of the problems with Magic is if you don't pull enough mana, you can't do anything. Lorcana solved that problem. You're never without the ability to cast cards in that game, which it's kind of genius how they did it. So I mean,
you could just play low cost cards. I'm not going to lie.
For a game design, like for the way they designed the game, whoever Disney hired to figure that out, they're like, oh, we're going to make sure that any kid that picks up this game, if you have 5 cards in your hand, you are guaranteed to be able to like put down 1 ink in your inkwell. Like it's kind of awesome how they got around that. Because it's one of the few things that always bugged me about Magic. Depending on the cards you draw, it's like, well, I have some great cards in my hand, but I can't play them.
So, and also, since we're getting on tangents about card games here, you ever found it weird that we call it, that the card game itself is called Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, we don't call Magic the Gathering Richard Garfield WoW, do we? We don't call it by the name of the person.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh was the character, right?
Yeah, but the card game was Dueling Monsters. So why is it always called Yu-Gi-Oh? It's whole weird. It's like, stop and think about it,
I don't know. What came first? The card game, the cartoon, the manga? Like, what was first? Maybe that's why.
The manga. I just heard. So I don't think the card game was even in it till like the 9th volume of the manga.
Then that's why.
Chapter, because it was like a game of the week type of thing, and that wasn't even a thing till like the 9th chapter. But apparently, that's the one that blew up for the anime. And
there you go. Yeah. So they named it after the main character.
It's still weird, man. It's still weird.
It is a little weird. Like that was a fun game, though. I liked Yu-Gi-Oh. I played that for a while.
We're not calling One Piece card game. We're not calling it Luffy. Luffy Zoinks.
That egotistical pirate might call it Luffy. It was up to him. Call it Luffy the card game.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, he would call it Luffy the Pirate King card game.
But to place it where it shouldn't go. That's what I'd be getting into.
Nice. Well, thank you, Willie. Bachman, why don't you wrap things up for us? What you been getting into?
How about my news of the week, Chris?
I did it.
Willie threw you off.
Did it.
He did indeed. I saw it was funny, I was looking through some stuff and I saw some bad news and I was going to hit up on a movie that just flopped and I decided, no, you know what? We're going to talk about some good news. So there was an article in the Hollywood Reporter I just saw from Seth Abramovich from the 21st. John Wick director on the $6 million lifeline from Eva Longoria. He says, I hope she made millions. John Wick franchise director Chad Stahelski offered his perspective on the financial lifeline given the original film by Eva Longoria. Longoria recently acknowledged the $6 million investment for the first time, telling Business Insider she still gets checks for the 2014 film, but regrets not investing in the entire series, which has now grossed $1 billion. Appearing on the Hollywood Reporter It's Happened in Hollywood podcast, Stahelski says he didn't know his angel investor was the star of Desperate Housewives until after John Wick was completed and released. So it's just kind of like awesome to hear that like there was an angel investor in John Wick to make sure that that movie got done, and it was actually someone in Hollywood like helping somebody else like get a movie made, and then probably got a nice return on their investment for that first John Wick movie. If she put $6 million in on that, because I can't remember what, like the budget of that movie was low, but I mean it did extremely well. See, what was it? It said about a week before we went to production, we had a gap in financing. We had an investor fall out for about $6 million. So when you're making an $18 million movie, that kills you. So it was a third of the budget was what they were looking at losing. So we didn't have any money. So a lot of the crew left. We were losing locations. We were literally 24 hours away from failing. So between Basil Iwaniak, the film's producer, myself, Dave, Keanu, everybody deferred, wrote checks, everything we put into it, and still it wasn't enough. Then Basil came to us 48 hours before we had to roll going, hey, I found an investor that's going to cover the gap. We didn't think twice about it and went right into the movie, only to find out nearly a year later that it was Eva Longoria. Well, Dave and I found out, we're like, oh my God, we didn't know. We literally next day called her up and took her to lunch to say thank you at the Chateau Marmont and just couldn't say thank you enough. She's like, oh, it was an investment. I didn't know what was going on, didn't know what it was, but it sounded kind of weird and cool. So I hope she got every penny back. I hope she makes millions of dollars. Like, isn't it just awesome? Like, good Hollywood stories like that. It's like, oh, I have money and I'm hear about like this film that's in trouble. Why not? I'm just going to throw the money they need at it to help them build it. Yeah. So she gave them a third of their budget, basically. Like, that's insane that someone just handed them that. And then, yeah, it's probably, like you said, getting checks to this day. Like, awesome. So awesome. But yeah, after seeing all the bad movie news today, I was like, nah, I want to read one of the good articles about someone that did something good. Yeah. And then they killed that man's dog, and then since then he's murdered like 700 people.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with John Wick.
No.
But yeah, I was excited to read that. It was a fun one. So it's nice to see good stuff like that happen. And there's nothing wrong with a little return on your investment.
True.
That was what I had for news of the week.
I fell for the trap. Sorry. It's been a long day, guys. I apologize. I had a long day at work. Came home and had other stuff.
Sorry, I'm a little stinker.
You're a stinker, Willie.
I wasn't trying to trip you up. I even said beforehand, I was like, to put it out of place.
Yeah,
that's what
I did see. Ernesto answered us too. He's getting himself an Xbox.
Nice.
Ooh. But what does that mean? Because
I don't know.
Everything's an Xbox, man. Haven't you seen?
That means he's buying a smart fridge that he can play like one of those games on.
That's
Skyrim
the joke.
on.
Skyrim. Fucking Skyrim on your god.
He's gonna buy an Xbox fridge and play Skyrim
everywhere.
I've been trying to figure out how to play Skyrim on my Fitbit.
Smack you.
It won't work yet, but one of these days.
Kiss the knuckles before they kiss you.
I don't want to kiss any knuckles. I'm very confused. I don't know what's
Consent
going
was never involved.
Oh, hey now.
Hey now.
Oh my. Well, guys, on that note, I'm looking at the time. We're getting close to that special time when we shut things down. Before we shut things down, though, we do like to do one last segment, a bit where we share with you fine folks the geeky and nerdy stuff we've been getting into, because, hey, you may want to go check it out yourselves. And I'm going to start because I'll forget again if I don't. So stuff I've been getting into. I finished I'm forgetting the title of the book, but I told you guys a while back that I was reading the book sequel to Batman 89 that takes place between Batman and Batman Returns.
Oh, yeah.
It introduced like Clayface into that universe and stuff like that, for instance. So I really did enjoy it. And I did not realize when I finished the book that they're going to continue to tell stories in this time frame. So there's another book coming out about a year from now that is a sequel that takes place after this book and before Batman Returns. And
novel or graphic novel?
Novel. About 400 pages, I think, roughly. I really did enjoy it. It was a good read. I like the fact that they are actually setting things up for Batman Returns in this book. So it's not like they're ignoring Batman Returns. Max Schreck shows up a few different times. Selena Kyle shows up. There's things going on in the background of Max Schreck manipulating people, manipulating goons to go and torch other stores so that he can build more stores in other areas. So Christopher Walken's character.
No, I was just, that part's awesome. I'm trying to like picture in my head a Tim Burton Clayface, and that sounds fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Very
Clayface,
angular.
yeah, Clayface in the Tim Burton universe would be terrifying.
Very angular, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The whole concept of this book is it takes place like within a couple weeks of the end of Batman 89, with Gotham still reeling from the Joker's reign of terror, the Joker poisoning everyone with Smilex gas and things like that. But you also get some cool moments with the evolution of Batman where he's like, hey, the Batwing isn't practical for things I need to do. And he starts rolling out new vehicles and gadgets and stuff like that. One of their plot points is there's not a great way for him to see the bat signal when it goes off. So he needs to figure out a better way to know when the bat signal is going off, which takes us to Batman Returns, where you see that elaborate mirror system that projects the bat signal to wherever he is. So there's some really cool moments. I did enjoy the book. I thought it was a good read. It's well worth picking up. Crap. Why am I forgetting the name of the actual full title? I've got it on my Kindle. Come on. Where's the internet? Why are you not helping me?
It's Batman. It's Batman hasn't quite returned yet. That's the full title.
I think John Jackson Miller wrote it. Batman Resurrection. That's the name of it. Jeez. It is out now in hardcover and digital. I don't think the paperback is out yet. It did come out in October 2024. So I think it was saying about a year from now would be the next one. So I think assuming they keep selling well, they'll keep telling stories in the Batman 89 world, which I think will be fun.
Yeah, let's hear another Batrection story.
Oh my.
You love it, I know.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Other stuff I've been getting into, I've touched on it a couple times throughout the show. I'm playing the new Dragon Age game, Dragon Age the Veilguard. I did not progress through it near as quickly as my wife, who's already beaten the game and is taking a break from it. I'm still very early in the game and taking my time, and I'm enjoying it, but it doesn't feel quite as in-depth as other Dragon Age games, if that makes sense for folks that have played some of the Dragon Age games in the past.
Origins.
The combat's fun, but it's kind of simple, and maybe it's because it's early in the game. I don't care about the characters as much as I did at this point in earlier Dragon Age games, so I'm hoping it kind of opens up as I go. But the good news is they did say that the entire team from Dragon Age the Veilguard is now picking up and going to go work on Mass Effect 5. So Mass Effect 5 is happening because the new Dragon Age got good reviews and also sold really well, it appears. So Dragon Age leads to Mass Effect, but we're probably quite a ways off from Mass Effect coming because this took them, 6 years to develop the new Dragon Age game? Something like that. So probably about that same time frame for Mass Effect.
Yeah, they ain't quick.
Those are the real big things I've been getting into. It's not really been anything crazy. And watching What We Do in the Shadows, it's about the only thing I'm watching with minor time delay, just because it's the final season and I'm saddened. But I love the show. But that's me. Bachman, what you been getting into? Because now I can ask that for real this time.
Yeah. I finished T-Shirt Swim Club, Ian Carmel's book that he wrote with his sister, who's got a PhD. Stories from Being Fat in a World of Thin People. He's a comedian. He hosts All Fantasy Everything. Really good book. Really funny. Great stories and great just like, it's hard how to phrase it. It's a great way to just like look at yourself and like just, work with what you got and like, make the world a better place and not, go crazy about things. But yeah, just real fun book. And I've been trying to like basically knock things off of my to read list. I was at one point this year, I think I was reading like 8 different books at the same time. And like that gets your brain all spread out and stuff. And I've been trying to knock stuff off of the list as I'm going.
That's
because
so hard for me to do. I can't read more than
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 at a time. And I don't do comic books, consider it like that, because I can power through a comic book quickly.
Yeah.
And enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Comics
But,
and graphic
like,
novels is always easier, but
but novels, I have a hard time juggling more than 2 or 3 at a time.
yeah, so I was knocking stuff off the list. So yeah, I stopped reading one book I was reading and just gonna get to that one later. Finish that one. So now I'm halfway through the 3rd Eisenhorn novel on my iPad, and then basically as soon as I get done with that, I'm gonna start Dune. So I'm gonna finish that one, and then I'm reading Dune for the first time. And I set my goal for Goodreads this year for 31, including trade paperbacks. So I picked up 2 or 3 trade paperbacks at the library. When I stopped by there, we got new library cards, and I picked up that Tyranid codex so I could read through that. And then, I got I'm at 31 out of the 30 books I plan on reading this year. So it's like now I'm just going to focus on the one Eisenhorn, finish that, read Dune, and then I got Kaiju Unleashed to start the year with. So that's going to be my first book of 2025. And
So,
then,
pro tip for your library, I assume Idaho does it similar. We also have access to a whole digital library that includes comics and graphic novels and books that I can read in both their app and on the Kindle. And it's opened up a lot of doors.
Yeah, I haven't even gone into the digital part yet because they have DVDs and Blu-rays for rent. So like I went and picked up A Violent Nature, which is like the new hot slasher, which was awesome. I picked up Barbie on Blu-ray because like it's not any of the streaming services yet. Got it at the library for free. And so I've seen Barbie. It was hilarious. And then like I said, I picked up the Tyranid Codex. So I didn't have to spend $50 just to read this to find out if I really want to start a bug army, which was awesome. And then just got to get that back to him at a certain point. And then doing a little bit of painting. I'm still working on painting. Let's see, I'm trying to think. It's not in the background. You can't see it. So there is one Christmas present that I'm painting for someone that is a miniature. So I can't show that, but I did finally start on. I've been working on my. I want to say trolls, orcs, my orc kill team, painting up some of those. And then I finally got started on the first of my Stormcast Eternals. So from the new Skaven Guard set, I'm doing the Hollowed Knight color scheme, which is the new box art for the Sigmarines, as some people call them. So instead of being all gold, the way they did the box art this time is they've got silver body armor, and then gold trim, and then like the blue trim on the shields and the shoulder pads. And like at this point, it's just the first base coat. And damn, I love the way the color scheme looks. So I'm probably going to do the entire Skaven side box set worth of Stormcast in what's called the Hollow Knights color scheme. I usually play all my characters as if they're, what's the other one? Hammers of Sigmar. But I may just play by Hammers of Sigmar, but paint them all as Hollowed Knights because I'm just loving the color scheme. It looks awesome. And at this point, I haven't added known oil. I haven't added any highlights, nothing. It's just the first base coat, and I'm loving the way they look. So that's been fun. Prepping for Christmas, getting the money and stuff ready to get the TV and the PlayStation. And then had some fun with the other day. We stopped by Walmart on the way home just to pick up some cat food, and realized that one of the Walmarts we stopped at has one of the things that the Walmart we have down the street doesn't have, which is maybe one of the reasons I don't really like this Walmart. They don't have a $5 movie bin at this Walmart. And that's probably been good because I have like 700 movies over here.
Those are going away. It's sad.
Yeah. The wife was, I think pretty happy when I stopped hitting the $5 movie bin like every payday. But this is the first one I'd seen in a while. And so we grabbed Wizard of Oz for her because we didn't have that on just an actual DVD of that. I picked up for $5 Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2 dual movie on one disc. Already watched both of those because I hadn't seen those in forever. And then, the rest were pretty good. So I picked up the Beastmaster, straight up Mark Singer with Kodo and Podo. Like, gotta love it. One of my favorite movies, It's like, hey, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I kind of want to be Command too, but with animals. I mean, just so much fun. And then possibly the funnest movie of the last 5 years, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves for $5. Can't beat that. The movie that me and my stepdaughter have watched and loved, and we have both told my wife Jana not to watch because it will scare the piss out of her. Nope. Because it's so good.
Yeah.
But there are certain people that should not watch this film. But it's great.
What about it especially?
Oh, the gore aspect of it. She doesn't do good with gore.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it. Oh, yeah.
There's some severe gore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, love that movie. And it's one, I'll be honest, I probably ain't going to watch that again for another year or so. I'll go watch Get Out every 6 months. I'm good with I love that movie.
Oh.
Nope. That's one every couple of years. That's not a watch it on the weekend, have fun type of movie. But it's great. And then the other ones that, me and her saw and we really loved, and the sequel just came out, but I didn't own the original, so I went and picked up Smile, which, one of the best marketing campaigns ever. Just creepy people staring at cameras all over the place. Like, such a good movie, such a good marketing campaign.
And so that was good?
Smile's great.
All right.
And it's a genuinely original idea. It kind of like, remember when It Follows came out and everybody's like, you won't believe this horror movie because it's something no one's ever done before.
Oh, yeah.
Smile's like on that level of just really, really cool, really good writing and some great acting in it too. And great special effects. Like it's solid. It's solid. And then, and then the last one was an old school classic where once I saw it, I was like, oh, I used to have that on VHS and I think I lost it. And it's one that I think everybody should have in their collection because how can you not own Young Guns? Oh, Willie. For shame.
Westerns. What do you want from me?
It's not a Western. It's
I don't
Young
like
Gun
films. I've never seen The Godfather. I don't want to. I don't like those types of movies.
Never
I don't
seen
like
it?
Westerns.
You gotta own it, but you should at least see it.
I don't care for it. I don't really give
All
a
right.
shit. Plus, Marlon Brando here is an asshole. So why would I care? Why would I mean,
that's
care?
accurate.
That is
From
true.
what I've heard.
Try to think. Oh yeah. Other than that, so also got another win in my fantasy football league. So I'm at 9-2. The people that are in behind me, the closest is at like 7-4. There's nobody with 8 wins. I'm the only one with 9 wins. And more than likely, I will be the number 1 seed in my fantasy football league the first year playing at my new workplace. So they hate me. I'm coming for their money.
Pressure's on.
Oh, yeah. I'm coming for their money. And then I did get a little bit of game time in. No Man's Sky did a redo on a certain expedition called Beachhead, which they had done last year for N7 Day, and they brought it back again. And so on this playthrough, on my PlayStation 5, on my new digital copy of the game, I once again have the Mass Effect ship added to my fleet of frigates.
The Normandy.
So yeah, I picked it up again. And I think at some point, because I realized that they'd put out the expedition, I went to check on it like last Monday, which is like the middle of my weekend. I popped in, started the expedition, said I had 8 days left, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this done in time. It's a full 5-phase expedition. Like each phase has 5 steps to it. And I started playing through it, and I got through like the first 3 in the first week. I'm like, all right, this wasn't too bad. Leave myself, phase 4 and 5 to get done on the next weekend. Or maybe I was like halfway through 3. And then started it up again this weekend and started playing on a Sunday afternoon. And I got to like step 4 of phase 3 or step 1 of phase 4, one of those two. It was the end of one and start of the other one. And the thing was, go find 8 galaxies that have been undiscovered. So just keep warping to the galaxies until you find 8 of them that no one had been to before. That's not that easy in No Man's Sky, especially when people are running an expedition and doing the same thing. And so I noticed when I did that, though, I think there must have been some complaints because all of a sudden, even though it was a week later, the expedition said there was 9 more days left to finish it. So I think when people hit that phase and they realized how much time that was going to take, because I think it took me about 6 hours. Like I literally found 4 new galaxies and I went and took a lunch break and had dinner and then came back to do 4 because there's warp. Oh, someone's already been here. Warp. No, someone's already been here. Warp. Okay, refill my warp engine. Okay, warp. And each time you hit warp, you're looking at the color screen. It's floating your ship across the screen. It looks all cool. but that transition time is about, I think, 60 to 80 seconds. So if all you're doing is warping and it either says first contact or it says discovered by and lists the name of the player. And so all you're doing is looking for, has anybody been here before? No? Okay, this one's mine.
Is it still take that long even on PS5?
Yeah. Well, it's because that's the transition time. It's not like load time. That's just transition time. The game shows you this cool colory effect and your ship's in the warp. And so, yeah, I don't think it's meant to go faster than that. They want that time to be like you're traveling through warp space. And so, yeah, it was a bit of a slug, but I was like, oh, they bumped it up to where you have like 9 more days. It's like, I think they doubled the time and they realized how much they were asking people to do. But yeah, so I got it done. I have the Normandy again, and I broke 200 hours on my digital copy of No Man's Sky on PS5, which I do love now that they've added the little clock in the bottom right-hand corner that says, this is how much of your life you put into this game. You may want to check them numbers. And I'm so glad they didn't have that when I first started playing like Dead by Daylight on PS4, because that would be scary. It'd be really scary to see my wife's numbers. Hers like double mine. Yeah. Yours are probably pretty crazy.
Like,
yeah,
I think
that's what I've been getting into.
5,000 maybe, 6,000 maybe.
You probably gotta have 6. I know Janet has over 4.
I have to go look up because I can see both PS4 and the PS5. It'll show you both.
Okay, you can see both.
So you can add them both together. Nice. Now you have to do it also on the Steam as well.
Yeah, but Steam tracks hours on everything. So and mine,
do.
I mean, I was streaming it for a bit, but I wasn't putting the hours on Steam that I put in on PlayStation for sure. But yeah, that's what I've been getting into. What about you, Willie?
Well,
I mean, besides Magic the Gathering.
A little bit of Magic the Gathering. I made a new deck this week with Bria Riptide Rogue. It's I think they are a 2/4 or 2/2 Otter Wizard, I want to say, with prowess. And what prowess does, every time you use an instant or pretty much a non-creature spell, it gives that creature +1/+1 till the end of turn. +1/+1 being their power and toughness. But it also gives other creatures you control prowess. And also, every time you cast an instant or sorcery in addition to those, it also, Bria will let a creature you control be non-blockable this turn. So you just get to attack for free. And that's every time you cast a non-creature spell, an instant or sorcery, pretty much.
Nice. That's a good combo.
Yeah, it's red-blue. So I just started making that. It has a bunch of spells. I've only played it, test played it one time so far. Not enough information. And plus, I also am just working with, I had to wait to pretty much build it till the starter collection came in, which helped me complete that deck, let me tell you. There's a bunch of stuff in there that I can go back in my previous decks and definitely add in, take out, and whatnot. And I'm probably going to be doing that. And also, I also have some other ideas for some new decks. But other than that, I've also been playing Like a Dragon Ishin. The one that I mentioned last week takes place at the end of the Edo period. And I've just unlocked a house that I pretty much in helping this orphan run to where I have to farm and cook on it and then make deliveries. And it's fun. It's Stardew Valley and Like a Dragon game. And it's fun. I get to have my little fun time. So it's nice. Other than that, I have also been watching What We Do in the Shadows, but I am still in the 3rd season trying to get through it. I think so far up to episode 5 or 6 of season 3.
What just happened? Because there's some good stuff there.
The Baron apparently is alive still. We just found out. So we had the return of Doug Jones.
Yeah, you can't kill Doug Jones.
Is so good as the Baron.
Yes, yeah, and he was pretty good as there. So that's what has just happened. So that's where I am at. Nice. Other than that, I'm
the modern day Lon Chaney.
Nothing, and Even though it's the wrong place, that's my news of the week.
This is all because Willie's mad that I reported he works for Big Ham, and now everyone knows. He's just messing with me now.
I think Willie just is Big Ham.
Oh, there it is. I will tell you something there. Oh, don't look at it. It's dangerous.
This is how Willie's going to burn his house down, is by threatening me because I outed him for working for Big Ham.
Watch out, Big Ham.
Watch out.
Don't deep fry your big hams.
But you can steam your hams.
Let me steam your yams, all right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Enough of that.
So on that note, a friendly reminder that we do stream this show most Thursdays. We're not going to be here on Turkey Day Thursday.
No.
Live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over at nerds.live and gonnageek.com/live when I remember to set up the website, which I didn't remember to do tonight because we were on nerds.live. So, hey, just find us there. I would normally say you could find us on the Twitter, but find us on whatever social media. Feel free to send us your feedback about the show. But the best way to get a hold of us is to go to gonnageek.com/discord. Join the Discord server of the Gonna Geek website /network. We have a channel in there specifically to our podcast and all the other network podcasts. So please hop on in there, interact with us, interact with the community we've put together. It's real chill. It's real calm and laid back. We don't get in any arguments other than just stupid nerd arguments, which I'll blow over pretty quick. It's mostly done in fun. So please go check out the Gonna Geek Discord. Before I shut this thing down, though, do you guys have any final thoughts for the people?
Have yourselves a happy Turkey Day.
Yeah, enjoy yourself a turkey and maybe get yourself a ham, too.
Make sure you have the magic and the gathering this season.
There we go.
See what you did there. Well, on that note, we are going to shut things down. Thank you so much, everyone who did join us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.